Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare
And see? It's just here, this is better, it's just on our own. I cannot start to do this. Okay, push your background. Background. Yeah, does not enable. My computer does not enable this virtual background. But they actually see your background. It's just only the screen.
No, they see me, but not quite.
Not quite.
It's a lot of glare.
Mm.
So I'm saying, it's like, okay, he's sitting. If you move this projector that way, and we swap places.
Okay, you can try.
I'll be here. I think we get a better. Hare Krishna, you should mute yourself, she says. Muted. Sorry to be so fussy. But it's a little difficult. I mean, if you can't see me now, then you want to see the player.
Krishna Gurmat, should we start?
No, just hold on for a few minutes.
Okay.
When Gomahan has just left, he'll come back in a moment.
Relax.
Wow. Yeah, we just have to put a black cloth in the back.
And if you pin it as high as possible on this thing. Like that?
It's double now. Does it need to be double?
No.
Okay, it's all double. It's fine. Okay. Over there. Yeah, my side, come. All the way up to this wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, look. Yeah, now all the way up to the wall, Rita. Cover them all a bit. Yeah. Yes. And then
Pin it. Just
I'm showing you here in the middle. Oh, okay. This is the last for this year.
never again.
For unfortunately. You're not breaking anything.
It's interesting.
Why don't you let Roman do it?
Can you give me more things? More. Getting better. Hare Krishna, are you hearing us?
Yep, we hear you.
Yes, we hear. Okay. Now we have on here. Entering speakers. Sound. Okay, give us a full screen. Yeah. Green box on the left. I'm connecting the audio. Anyways, I think we can start it. We're already over time.
Yeah. So what's the difficulty?
It's just if we play the video, it won't be so loud as it should be.
It's okay.
It's okay. Okay, Hare Krishna. Can you say something? We can check here the audio.
Hare Krishna.
I'm using this one. Okay, yeah, you can start now, I think.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you all very much for joining. I'm so nervous. It's so great to have you all here. Guru Maharaj, there are a few things. There's the play, and there's also the Vyasa Puja ebook, which is completed. We can also present that. And then I understood that we will also be showing the other video, which Guru Mohan Prabhu made and was not successful during the first event. So what would you like to start with? How would you like to do this?
You decide. You go ahead as you like.
Okay, so I guess maybe I'll start with the ebook. And it's now, after this meeting, it will be available online. And just would like to mention the devotees that took part in creating it. Harsharani collected and edited the offerings. Shruti Rupa designed the book, and Namarupa made it into an ebook. So maybe I'll just show it to everybody. If I just share the screen. So this is the ebook for the pleasure of Guru Maharaj, and it will be shared with all the Vaishnavas and with Guru Maharaj after this meeting. Okay, so maybe I can say a few words before we show the video. I would like to mention a few devotees. And when we had one of our Zoom meetings, Guru Maharaj, about 3 months ago, I don't want to disclose too much. I kind of want it to be a surprise, but there was something you emphasized in one of your meetings. And after that Zoom meeting, I happened to meet with Arundhati, and she was saying it would be so nice if we can make a play out of it for your Vyasa Puja this year. So I was telling her, yeah, it's a nice idea, but probably there won't be a Vyasa Puja in person this year, maybe only next year. And she was saying, no, we should do it this year. So I really wanted to mention her because it was only because of her that this play is happening and took place. It was her inspiration and her enthusiasm.
1 minute.
Sorry, is there an echo, right? Yeah. Okay. I approached Rukmini from South Africa after that, and she also played a role in this play, helping with the script and some advice and ideas for making the play. They are not, the rest of the devotees that participated in the play will be mentioned at the end of the play. So I just wanted to mention these two devotees and acknowledge their help in this play. So it's been a long 3 months. We're all super, super excited. Over 30 devotees participated in this play. I think that it presents how everything that you say we take to heart, even though it might not seem so. We do take all of your words to heart, and this play is a manifestation of that. That in one of our Zoom meetings, you just
1 minute.
mentioned.
Sorry, we have a problem here with the speakers.
Oh, okay.
They're all echoing somehow. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, there's an echo.
Yeah. Can you speak now, maybe?
I can still hear the echo on my side. Do you have more than one device there?
Yeah, we have. Hare Krishna.
Still echo.
Still some feedback.
Yeah.
I'm logged in here over this phone.
Do you need the other device there? Maybe that just your computer is enough. We're getting darshan from the German yesterday. Yeah. Hi, Krishna, everybody. Guru Maharaj is changing computers, and we'll be back in the meantime. And for the time being, I'll be entertainment. What would you like me to do? I can make faces, I can dance, I can sing kirtan, I can tell you stories. What's stories? I can't hear all you guys. You're all muted, and I'm the only one who's not. Hey, happy Mother's Day. Yeah, that's true. This is the best Mother's Day gift ever, to be with Guru Maharaj and show him play kirtan. I'm not going to embarrass myself. Story, okay. What kind? Faces? And story. Ask me, what kind of story should I tell you? I have many stories, but most of them are depressing. Maybe I should tell you something about Krishna. That's always nice. My girls like to watch Little Krishna. That's not very bona fide. Guru Maharaj would be nice. About Guru Maharaj, experiences with Guru Maharaj. We can do a Guru Maharaj session. Everybody can tell small stories about Guru Maharaj. I don't know. I have blackouts. I can't think about anything. Oh, God. 1 second. Another technical problem. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you guys can also unmute yourselves. Maybe somebody else can tell a story because I'm completely blocked right now.
Can you maybe share something about how it is to live at the farm? How
Sure.
is it? Is it like total no electricity? Is it austere, or is it? I mean,
Yeah, so I live in New Rajadam in Hungary. It's Shivaram Swami's project. Beautiful place. Yes, we do not have electricity from the city, but devotees have sun panels. So not all. We don't have. We do laundry by hand, no washing machines. That can be pretty intense, an hour and a half extra, something to do per day. But can listen to lectures as long as the girls are in kindergarten. It's pretty ecstatic here. Most devotees think Nirvajadam is super strict, but I don't know. I saw, or I imagine, stricter. You're all invited, by the way. I'm the head of the guest houses. I'll give you all discounts as God family. Just come visit. It's pretty beautiful. Yeah, we have to get rid of this COVID virus problem, and then everybody can come.
Hare Krishna, are you hearing?
Yes, we can hear you.
So now, can you talk again?
I can talk. I've been talking all this time. At least I was trying to, but then I had a block out. I was supposed to tell Krishna stories or Guru Maharaj stories, and I couldn't do any of it because I got completely blocked. I was trying to entertain everybody, but I was not very successful. Not a very good entertainer. I think better Guru Maharaj entertains everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We are just enjoying the miracles of technology here. and building up the anticipation to witness all the amazing work.
You're killing us. Yes.
We are getting close to actually being able to watch the movie also. Mahan is trying to figure it out. Now we have here on Zoom, and you can play the other one off your other computer, and it's projected there, no?
Yeah, but the audio they wouldn't see. They wouldn't hear the audio. That's the most important thing.
Who wouldn't hear the audio?
So one question, Sukayanti. Gokulesh also has the video?
Gokulesh does not have the video. Tamal Krishna Prabhu has the video, and he's also a host.
Okay, I need 5 minutes to transfer my USB stick from one computer to the other computer, okay?
Sure.
I can talk for those 5 minutes and just entertain the devotees for 5 minutes. That's not going to be so difficult. Okay. Om Jnanati Narandasya Ginandana Salakya Shakshura Militanyena Tasmai Shri. Can someone, sorry, balance the thing? Yeah. So get that straight. Yes. So, just bring it to yes, that's what I want. Everything can be used in devotional service, and it is miraculous that we can nowadays do things like this with technology. And yes, but the material nature is still the material nature, no matter how much technology, and that's what we see. I remember living in Vrindavan, in a very simple Vrindavan, taking water from the well, staying out, not even a bathroom, going out in the fields. Very simple. And then while living standards are so simple, then even simple things are difficult. But the same law still counts, when you go with technology, that even simple things become difficult. And that's what we're facing here. And that is the nature of the material world. To just get out of the way.
Thank you.
Until the technology works, I don't want to see any popcorn. We're having here popcorn and all kinds of things because it's movie time. And every time someone tries to plug in a USB stick or something, someone else puts a bowl of popcorn in it. It's just, it's total chaos. So I've temporarily banned popcorn until we've solved the technical problems. Yeah, it's copying. If you plug it in, it usually copies faster. No, the electricity. Yeah. So it's an old MacBook Air, and they are known to be slow. So I don't know how many gigabytes that movie is, but it must be something because it's half an hour, and it's about 40% copied. So I've been appreciating simple living, simply seeing how the residents of Vrindavan lived in their village with their cows and the river Yamuna, and with the power of nature. And there, of course, is a real way of life. The current world situation is very artificial, and we're living in a very artificial world. I've never before in my life had so much to do with computers as this year, and is constantly using some telecommunication on Apple gadgets and equipment. You can measure how much screen time, and I guess on Android as well. Anyway, I've turned it off because I don't want to know. I really don't want to know how much time I'm on this thing. Too much. It's the year of telecommunication, and I'm kind of hankering for the day when I can just say, forget it all. Right now, I feel a little bit obliged to use this, but soon we will again be able to meet in person and just all be in the Holy Dham. And even our place we can do live, just like we did in Bahulavan, when we were there in that place where that story took place of the tiger that met this cow that just had a calf, and then the tiger wanted to eat the cow, and then the cow said, "No, please, I have to feed my calf. Let me go back, feed my calf, and then I come back, and then you can eat." So the tiger let the cow go, and on the promise that the cow would come back, and the cow would came there and fed the calf, and then said, "I have to go." And so, of course, the calf figured it out. Something is wrong, and the whole truth came out. And in the end, the cow and the calf, and also the Brahmana who was taking care of the cow, they all went to the tiger, and they all said, "Eat me first." So we did this play. Padmanabha, he played a tiger, and he played a mean tiger, I must say. Then we had Arjuna from Australia. He was playing the calf, and he was really good because he all the time held his head up and wanted to be scratched. So, and I was playing the Brahmana, and so I was petting that calf quite a bit. And the calf was really enjoying it. Yes. Anyway, then in the end, Krishna appeared and saved the day, and that was Govinda Mohan. So it was very nice. The devotees performing transcendental plays, and I'm looking forward to the transcendental play that we'll have today. And I'm also thinking about, once this whole craziness is over, then we should all just somehow or other, by hook or by crook, go to Vrindavan, and we'll meet there, and we'll do the biggest, longest, most ecstatic parikram ever. All kinds of leelas and plays and you name it, but we will not do. We'll get into it seriously. So yeah, because after all, like the other day, a devotee wrote to me, "I had this dream. I had this dream of Durban Rath Yatra, and it was even bigger than usual, and the temple was more full than full.
Ready?
Okay. And the temple was more full than devotees from the whole world were there. So yes, I hope that such gatherings will soon become a reality. Oh, when will those days return to all of us? When we'll have again an ecstatic King's Day, and you are all invited. Meanwhile, the file has copied, it is plugged into the computer, and now I'm turning it over to the technicians once again.
Pray. Okay, let's see. This is the technical video.
What's the difference?
It's just an introduction. Now we can try share screen. This one. This one?
No, quick template.
This one. Yeah.
Let's go with frequency.
And so, Tommy, can you put down the right beat? Because it's too loud. Okay.
We stopped hearing anything.
Yeah, it's just it was a test. I think it's working. We have it now working. So we will start now with the actual play. Are you ready, Sukayanti Mataji, or you want to say any last words before we play the video?
Sound is not so good, Prabhu. Can we try again?
You didn't hear the audio, or
No.
we couldn't hear the audio of it. So we tried again.
Yeah.
Because here everything is working now. I have the video, and I have to share audio also. I just hear, and then Ton freigeben. Okay. Now I will also share audio on the bottom. So tell me if you hear anything.
Great.
Okay, did everybody hear?
Perfect.
Go ahead. Okay, so then we play the video now.
Did you do something? I lowered the audio. It roasted completely.
No. This is just lower.
Okay, can I have a glass of water then?
Okay, now the popcorn. Full screen. Okay, let's see. Now. Okay. You're ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
No sound?
No, it sounds is there.
You cannot see.
I can.
Mohan, I think you need to share the screen again because we are not seeing what you are seeing. We're seeing the other video.
Oh, but you're not seeing this.
No, we're seeing the test video. So stop sharing and then reshare.
Can we start again?
No problem.
You see now? Do you see now something? No, they don't.
Not yet.
Okay. Stop sharing. Sharing. Fix template. Now?
Yes, perfect. Okay.
Still seeing? Yes?
Good.
Yes, we
Yes,
see
good.
the video.
On the world,
Start at the beginning. Move it back to the
Yeah, it's good. We can hear the audio.
Okay, great.
Madam, there is a spy. There is a spy.
Well, what story should we tell? Maybe something from the scriptures.
Perhaps from the Chaitanya Charitamrita?
I know what would be a perfect story. Let us begin then.
Kali Kalera Dharma Krishna Nama Sankirtana. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Thara Pravatana.
Taha Pravartaila Tumi Eita Pramana.
Krishna Shakti Dhara Tumi Ite Nahi Aana.
The fundamental religious system in the age of Kali is the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Unless empowered by Krishna, one cannot propagate the Sankirtan movement of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, it is evident that you have been empowered by Lord Krishna. There is no question about it.
Purport. The true Acharya, spiritual master of the entire world, must be considered an incarnation of Krishna's mercy. Indeed, he is personally embracing Krishna. He is therefore the spiritual master of all the varnas and all the ashrams, since he is understood to be the most advanced devotee. He is called Paramahamsa Thakur. CC Anchalila 7:11-12.
Sri Advaita Acharya appeared sometime before Lord Chaitanya. He found the world devoid of devotional service to Krishna. Seeing everyone engaged in materialistic activity, the Acharya felt great compassion and began to consider what he could do for the people's benefit. He thought,
if Sri Krishna were to appear as an incarnation, he himself could preach devotion by his personal example. In this age of Kali, there is no religion other than the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. But how in this age will the Lord appear as an incarnation? I shall worship Krishna in a purified state of mind. I shall constantly petition him in humbleness. My name, Advaita, will be fitting if I am able to induce Krishna to inaugurate the movement of the chanting of the holy name.
Thus, the Lord decided to advent disguised as his own devotee and teach pure devotional service by practicing it himself. Accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, appeared in Nadia some 500 years ago. The Lord thought,
my name is Vishvambar, one who maintains the entire universe. Its meaning will be actualized if I can fill the whole universe with love of Godhead.
Thinking in this way, he accepted the duty of a planter and began to grow a garden in Navadvip. Thus, the Lord brought the desired tree of devotional service to this earth and became its gardener. He sowed the seed and sprinkled upon it the water of his will. As a big fig tree bears fruits all over its body, each part of the tree of devotional service bore fruit. All the wealth in the three worlds cannot equal the value of one such nectarian fruit of devotional service.
The transcendental gardener, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, distributed handful after handful of fruit in all directions, and when the poor, hungry people ate the fruit, the gardener smiled with great pleasure. CC, Adilila 9:7, 9:25, 9:28, 9:30.
So eager was the Lord to distribute the fruits of love of God that he expressed transcendental anxiety, feeling that these fruits would not be distributed widely enough. He said,
I am the only gardener. How many places can I go? How many fruits can I pick and distribute? It would certainly be a very laborious task to pick the fruits and distribute them alone. And still I suspect that some would receive them and others would not. Therefore, I order every man within this universe to accept this Krishna consciousness movement and distribute it everywhere. If the fruits are distributed all over the world, my reputation as a pious man will be known everywhere, and thus all people will glorify my name with great pleasure.
Hearing the Lord's words, his followers worked with unlimited enthusiasm. Under the Lord's direction, they broke open the storehouse of love of God and distributed the fruits without consideration of who was fit or unfit to receive them. They personally ate the fruit and induced whomever they met to do the same. But they met with opposition. Kali Yuga was progressing.
Time passed, and the number of conditioned souls evading the Lord's net of mercy increased. As the 19th century headed to a close, the brilliant moonbeams of Lord Chaitanya's mercy seemed all but eclipsed by the sinister Kali. Numerous Sahajya, insincere pretenders groups proliferated, shadows of the glorious Sankirtan parties of the past. Only the appearance of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur saved the situation. He re-established Lord Chaitanya's movement, then placed it in the hands of his faithful son, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who expanded it to every corner of India.
Alas! No sooner had these two empowered persons left this earthly world than the mission again faltered. Their efforts to organize a dynamic movement were nearly undone. Instead of working in a united way, their followers split into factions and the movement lost its momentum. Kali's followers rejoiced. Having created 2 world wars, they seized control over the world and plundered her resources. Even India, the bastion of religion, discarded her spiritual destiny in favor of temporal objectives. As the materialists gained strength, the devotees seemed to lose theirs.
The unconquerable forward march of Srila Sarasvati Thakura's legions ground to halt, jeopardizing the legacy of Srila Bhaktivinoda. Timely ringing of the temple bells and the full belly became the new measure of success. Lord Chaitanya's prophecy of a worldwide Sankirtana movement seemed no more than a wishful dream, the fanciful words of some medieval poet.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat amongst his closest associates, appearing like a full moon amidst a starry firmament. He had stopped their dance of ecstasy to consider the plight of his Sankirtan movement. They heard Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's report of their mission's stagnation. The Lord's eyes welled with tears. He had come to benefit the whole world, not just to change a few. Srila Bhakti Vinoda interjected.
You have made so many disciples. Will none of them dare to cross the ocean?
A few have, but they returned unsuccessfully. The Yavanas are in control everywhere, even in India.
Tears washed the Lord's golden cheeks. He turned to Namacharya Haridas Thakur.
My dear Haridas, what about your promise? You said the holy name would deliver everyone. Now it seems not even a semblance of the holy name remains.
Haridas stared downcast as all the Lord's associates felt the burden of his concern. Haridas Thakur finally took courage.
My Lord, you know everything, so what can we say? Although you are the master of all, you willingly place yourself under your Yogamaya potency, who causes forgetfulness. With this apparent human frailty, you draw us ever closer. My dear Lord, everyone knows you recently emptied the universe by delivering the conditioned souls. Then again, you filled it up. If you like, you can easily deliver the conditioned souls time after time, but you prefer to have your devotee take the credit by performing this miraculous task. My Lord, may I therefore remind you that some time ago, knowing Kali's influence would spread, you dispatched your dearest devotee, the servant of Sarasvati Goswami, to earth. He is busy preparing himself at that very place where Srila Rupa Goswami once performed his bhajan. My Lord, surely you know this, and so does Rupa Goswami. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who predicted his coming, and of course his son Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati are also well aware. Perhaps due to humility, none will remind you. My Lord, may your anxiety be vanquished, for the deliverance of the world is near at hand.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu turned to Rupa Goswami.
What do you know of this?
My Lord, that which Haridas Thakur has said is true. He is speaking of Sri Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami, the humble servant and true follower of Srimad Saraswati Goswami. Night and day, he tirelessly translates Srimad Bhagavatam into the language of the Yavanas.
The Lord's imploring glance induced Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati to finally speak.
He is following the instruction I gave him at our first meeting. I told him to preach your Lordship's message all over the world. I repeated this to him at Radhakund 10 years later, and reconfirmed it by letter just before my departure. That order is now ripe for fulfillment. But my Lord knows all of this, for it is you who actually made all the arrangements. It was you who arranged his birth in a pure aristocratic Vaishnava family. By the time you sent him to me, his father Gauramahan Dey had already impressed upon him all the essential elements of your mission. I only needed to stress the importance of publishing literature to command him to spread your movement worldwide. Then your Lordship did what you alone can do. Through fortune and happiness were his destiny. you made his business fail and his family attachments evaporate. Sensing your lordship's intention, I appeared repeatedly in his dreams and ordered him to take sannyas. Now humanity is his family, and its resources are his inherited wealth. He is fearlessly reposed at your lotus feet and awaits your final command.
Waves of enthusiasm swept away the Lord's anxiety. He turned to Lord Nityananda and embraced him strongly. Sri Nityananda Ram at once jumped up and began to dance so forcefully that the ground beneath his lotus feet shook. Others rose to join, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade them be patient while he calmed his brother's ecstasy. When Lord Nityananda again became peaceful, Lord Chaitanya asked him to sit beside him. Then, looking at his circle of intimate associates, the Lord requested each to bestow the unconditional mercy upon the best servant of Saraswati Goswami.
Lord Chaitanya called first upon Sri Advaita Acharya, saying that the Acharya was such a great personality that Lord Krishna would surely fulfill his prayers. The exalted Sri Advaita, the incarnation of both Lord Mahavishnu and Lord Shiva, and the shelter for all conditioned souls, offered the first benediction.
My Lord, since you are not scheduled to appear again until Brahma's next day, countless jivas will have to suffer endless births awaiting your next appearance. I cannot bear this. Therefore I pray to you now, empower Saraswati Goswami's able disciple to deliver them on your behalf.
All the assembled devotees roared with approval. The Lord looked lovingly at Sri Gadadhara Pandita, his personified pleasure potency. Sri Gadadhara responded appropriately.
Who can understand the Lord's and his devotees' reciprocal exchanges? When old age prevented my worship of beloved Gopinath, he sat down to receive my garlands and other services. Those who claim the deity is stone are themselves stone-hearted. May my Lord melt the hearts of those stone-like jivas by your loving dealings with Sri Abhay Charanaravinda.
Then the Lord turned to Srivas Thakur, the incarnation of Sri Narad Muni. Srivas Thakur took his cue and pronounced,
As you have enabled me to travel everywhere to preach your glories, please give him this same facility. Give him the key to every city of the world and to each and every heart that dwells therein.
The circle of confidential associates beamed with joy.
Bhattacharya, you were expert in the 6 philosophies. What boon will you grant?
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya confidently replied, drawing joyous approval from all,
that he drives impersonalism and voidism from the face of this earth.
Sri Ramananda Raya offered his blessings next.
May you speak through his lips as you spoke through mine. May you allow him to reveal the most confidential truth concerning the spontaneous devotional service of the residents of Vrindavan.
The Lord turned to Thakur Haridas.
Namacharya, your blessing is most important of all. Which boon will you bestow on my fearless servitor?
Haridas Thakur replied without hesitation.
The power to give your pure holy name to everyone, no matter how lowly or fallen they may be.
Lord Chaitanya surveyed his dearest followers, the 6 Goswamis. Srila Sanatana Goswami was the first to speak.
He will carry Vrindavan Dham wherever he goes. He will establish the standard behavior of a Vaishnava by his words and deeds.
Srila Rupa Goswami promised.
His Sankirtan activities will churn the ocean of bhakti, producing a nectarian beverage which will intoxicate the entire world.
Srila Raghunath Bhatta Goswami said,
Srimad Bhagavatam is our life and soul. We never tire of hearing its narration. When I recite the Bhagavatam, Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan derive such pleasure that they insist I sing every verse in 3 different tunes. Therefore, when Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami causes the Bhagavatam to be sung in every language of the world, who can imagine how much pleasure it will give the Lord and his associates?
Srila Raghunath Das Goswami said,
My Lord, you saved me from the dark well of household life, but your departure left me burning in the fire of separation. Since you also delivered Bhaktivedanta Swami in much the same way, may that same bittersweet mood of separation for your lotus feet always burn within his heart as well.
Srila Jiva Goswami said,
His books will establish the philosophy of Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva as the preeminent philosophical position.
Srila Gopala Bhatta Goswami said,
He will establish the worship of Sri Vigraha on every continent, in every nation, and in every town and village of the world.
After hearing from the 6 Goswamis, the Lord turned to the best of poets. Sri Kaviraj Goswami said,
May he arrange to have your Lordship's pastimes, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, glorified in every human language of the world.
Lord Chaitanya looked at the golden form of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, the embodiment of his prema.
Narottam, what blessing will you bestow?
Thakur Narottam vowed,
Love for your lotus feet and for the lotus feet of the divine couple will color his thoughts, words and deeds. He will spread the Sankirtan movement with the same energy with which you empowered Srinivasacharya, Shyamananda Prabhu and myself.
Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura was seated by his side.
Abhay Charanaravinda has been studying my 10th Canto Bhagavatam commentary for decades, and the wonderful pastimes of Shri Shri Radha and Krishna are constantly appearing in his heart. May his presentation of these pastimes for the general populace be so suitable that it removes the disease of lust which now affects their hearts.
Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan said,
As Lord Govinda Deva dictated my Vedanta Sutra commentary, may the Lord similarly sit by his side and dictate his Bhaktivedanta purports.
Then Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ensured that Saraswati Goswami's disciple would always maintain the infinite humility required to serve the Vaishnavas. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who had previously rescued the mission single-handedly, prayed,
May my great-grand disciple be granted the strength and skill to organize the Sankirtan movement on a worldwide scale.
Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj blessed his foremost grand-disciple with his own spirit of renunciation, born out of his unlimited love for Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. He blessed him to remain detached even amidst unlimited opulence.
At last, after everyone had spoken, Lord Chaitanya turned to Sri Nityananda Prabhu.
You are my elder brother, and I fully depend upon you. You are the spiritual master of all the worlds and the upholder of all the universes. The blessings which these confidential associates have bestowed are beyond any mortal person's ability to hold. Never before has such an assembly of personalities bestowed such unlimited blessings upon a single person. Now, I am asking you to give the servant of Sarasvati Goswami the required strength to sustain these blessings. For without your empowerment, it will be impossible.
Sri Nityananda Prabhu smiled broadly, then nodded his head affirmatively, drawing a great roar of
Haribol! Haribol!
I will infuse his mission with my own personal energy. I will personally support his temples, ashrams, conveyances, in fact, every aspect of his and his followers' mission. Due to my presence, nothing will check the progress of this movement.
The joyous response to Sri Nityananda's decree was deafening. The august assembly appeared to have lost their gravity. As they tried to estimate the effect of Lord Nityananda's mercy, their minds became boggled. Some cried, others laughed, and pandemonium would have broken out had Lord Chaitanya not suddenly noticed Sri Swarup Damodar Goswami.
Oh, have you escaped without giving a blessing?
The Lord smiled at his secretary's silence.
Come now, tell us, what will it be?
Sri Swarupa Damodara Goswami, whose transcendental intelligence was no less than that of the Lord himself, would not be drowned in it.
When Nityananda Prabhu has made such a promise, there's nothing more for anyone to do. No, I'm not holding back, but someone amongst us is.
Everyone looked puzzled, for they had all given boons. They had no idea who he was referring to. Then, at last Advaita Acharya understood.
My lord, you have proven once again your supreme intelligence. That great person Swarup Damodar is referring to is none other than you. You have made each of us give our blessings, all that is except for yourself. What value are our blessings if you do not add yours?
Everyone waited with bated breath to hear Lord's response. The Lord remained silent, contemplating the Acharya's words. Then, at last, he who is ever bound to his devotees' words soberly declared,
So be it. I shall personally enter the heart of my dearest devotee and unfailingly guide his every thought, word and deed. My mission to bestow Prema Bhakti throughout the Sankirtan movement will thus be fulfilled.
With this promise, he sealed destiny. It was more than the devotees could tolerate. Led by the indomitable Lord Nityananda, they sprang up with abundant joy and began a performance of Sankirtan, whose vibrations reached the far corners of the universe. Accompanied by their associates, servants, and confidential companions, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda danced with such abandon that the storehouse of love of God broke open, and the nectar liquid of Prema Bhakti once again began to flood the universe.
The ship Jaladuta, tossed by the Atlantic waves, seemed to sway to the rhythmic kirtan of the Lord Gauranga and his associates. On board, Sri Srimad Abhay Charan Bhaktivedanta Swami, the recipient of the rarest mercy ever bestowed, wrote the following poem.
Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is very dear to Lord Gauranga, the son of Mother Sachi, is unparalleled in his service to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. He is the great saintly spiritual master who bestows intense devotion to Krishna at different places throughout the world. So, by his strong desire, the holy name of Lord Gauranga will spread throughout all the countries of the Western world, in all the cities, towns and villages on the earth. From all the oceans, seas, rivers and springs, everyone will chant the holy name of Krishna. As the vast mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conquers all directions, a flood of transcendental ecstasy will certainly cover the land. When all the sinful, miserable living entities become happy, the Vaishnava desire is then fulfilled. Although my Guru Maharaj ordered me to accomplish this mission, I am not worthy or fit to do it. I am very fallen and insignificant. Therefore, O Lord, now I am begging for your mercy so that I may become worthy, for you are the wisest and most experienced of all.
The Kirtan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates continued on and on without end. The Jaladuta plied forward until it reached Boston Harbor. As Sri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami's lotus feet touched western soil for the first time, he prayed,
O Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hands. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Make me dance, O Lord. Make me dance as you like.
Lotus feet giving me such shelter. Lotus hands brush my tears away.
And so the disciplic succession goes on.
You rescue me from my endless pain.
And on.
And on.
And on.
Guru gave books to cure me of diseases that come with this age. Goloka full of spiritual pleasure, he revealed on every page. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Vande Guru Shri Jayanaravinda, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaharadika Tekele Baba, Tura Joya Mona Joya Prana, Prabhu Keva Kota Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My dear grandfather, spiritual master, unto you I most humbly pray. Let this serpent-like non-devotee in the dust of your feet will stay. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Vande Guru Shri Jayanaravinda.
That was an absolutely amazing production. I don't know how you all did it. All those drawings and some software, I guess. So many devotees that partook, and of course that wonderful, very deep meditation of Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who just wrote it like an offering to Srila Prabhupada. It was more than an offering; it was just a vision. We really saw how actually Srila Prabhupada was empowered by all the various acharyas in the Supreme Lord. And it's really wonderful. So I thank you all for making this wonderful production. It's extraordinary. I'm amazed about how many talents you have. You are all very capable. I would never be able to produce anything like that. And that is the most wonderful thing of the whole parampara, that everyone makes his contribution. As we saw, all these various acharyas making their contribution. I'm now seeing how you are making your contribution, and how you're engaging your talents very expertly in the service of Krishna. And this is wonderful. This is this movement. Where everyone just engages whatever Krishna has given them in his service. And in this way, it becomes amazing. So thank you very, very much for making this. It was worth the wait. We were waiting, almost 1 month for this particular production. And that's very, very nice. Video will expand further and will reach many more. I hope that in the future we'll make more productions, and this potential is tremendous. Wonderful. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, wonderful to see you all, and I hope that that everyone like me really liked it. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, the kids also liked it. Good. Kamala Gopi, was it good? Very good. Yeah. Thank you all very, very much. They're very talented. They're really professional. That's really quite amazing. And all these voices, I was somewhat easy to recognize, like Jyotirmayī, I could guess. and a few others also, but then there were a couple I really couldn't guess who was speaking there. Especially in the UK, they were putting on some voices, like not their usual voice, but something really dramatic. That was nice. So thank you all for whatever contributions you've made to all this. And how is that made, Sukhiyanti? With some software or something? I mean, it turns pictures into drawings.
I purchased a software for that.
Wow.
And I mean, without the devotees that actually illustrated the images, this video would not be the same. So those 3 devotees that actually sat for hours and illustrated each and every image, they're amazing. Everybody's amazing, but
No.
it's been an amazing journey.
Who did that again? Because it was going fast. I forgot already.
Gopal Champu Prabhu.
With the illustration.
Here, yeah, he's amazing. He's just I was blown every time I got one of his images. I was like, wow. Hiranmayi, Mataji, Julan.
Yes, they're artists, huh?
They're all artists. They're amazing. All of them are just really, really amazing. Really amazing. So everybody that participated in this, Vamshi Vadana Prabhu, which directed, he was the one who communicated with all the voice actors and edited every person's recording. It was a lot of work, and he did that all. He was amazing. So all the devotees were amazing. There will be another YouTube version. I kind of assumed that I should take out the part of Jayadvaita Swami and you from the end.
Thank you.
We'll keep it for the family.
Yeah. And when you take that out, then it has more universal application. No?
Yes, so we will have that universal version out on YouTube. We have some devotees already translating the text, so we'll have different languages, subtitles. We have already Italian, Hungarian, Hindi, so we can make it international.
Yeah. Wonderful. Very, very nice. Thank you so much for that. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. No? I think so. I mean, first of all, Tamal Krishnamurti's vision and story is amazing. Second of all, then we see the talent of all of you in presenting that. I mean, Vamshi Vadana, of course, is a professional, so he knows how to stage things, and Sufyanti is very determined. So, yeah, so she did it, but with determination. Others did it with their artistic abilities. Here are mine, Julan, and Gopal Champu. I didn't know he had an artistic side at all. I mean, I know him as as an IT man, computer PhD, who works from South Africa, who moved to Holland and works for a university on post studies. But I never knew about this artistic side. Quite wonderful. Yeah. Amazing. I want to thank you again for such a contribution. And I'm very happy that it can also go on, to a larger audience. Too much. Okay, I'll finish my snack.
It's hard to hear you, Guru Maharaj. I had to put earphones in order to be able to hear you.
Okay.
So if you plan to speak more later, then probably something should be done on your side. And I guess we could also see now Gomer Hunt Prabhu's video. Would that be a good time to do it, or did you want to do something else before?
Gomer is getting ready. mothers of theirs. Do we hear the audio?
Yes, we can hear it.
in the ocean of illusion.
Hopelessly captured in the ocean of illusion.
Rescue me by the dawn of your divine lotus feet.
Rescue me by the dawn of your divine lotus feet. Oh, Kadamba, show mercy on this fallen lonely soul.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, I the servant of your servant.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, I the servant of your servant.
Always offers this prayer.
Always offers this prayer. You're not Oh, Kadamba, show mercy on this fallen lonely soul. Dina, Dina,
Yes. Hare Krishna. So we want to also thank all the devotees from the Symhachalam in this situated in southeast Germany. It's a temple of Lord Srimhadev, and it's a very merciful deity of Lord Srimhadev, very powerful. And there's a nice devotee community. This year, I've spent a lot of time here due to lockdowns and things like that. It's been one of my hideouts, and today is my last day here. Tomorrow, I'm jumping in the car and I will drive home because Kadamba will travel, so they say. So I have to keep up the ashram obligations. I cannot stay too long because otherwise start to grow roots and get too entangled. And it's always good to move into new situations and to carry on preaching. And then when I come back, then I'm also more appreciated. So it always works really well. If you stay too long in one place, you become part of the furniture. And then after a while, then you go, and then it's then you come back, and everything is fresh. So I'll be leaving Germany for a little while, but to start traveling. But then after some time, I'll come back and I'll tour Germany again. I've been in East Germany. I visited the village where Sachinanda Maharaj lived, and it was very nice. There was a very sweet kirtan there, which I hope we can do again. I hope more and more borders will open up. Bodies from France are always inviting me, and I'm looking at the figures, the corona figures, and well, way too longer in France. But then again, one day I will go, and I hope one day I will go and meet all of you again, wherever you are, in Australia, in New Jersey, in East Germany, in London. When we were children, there was a song that said, "The key of England is England is closed, and the key is broken." That was the song, and it feels like that these days. I just can't go there. England is closed, and the key is broken. It's like I could almost swim if the water was warmer. It's only 40 kilometers, I think, from the French coast. So the channel, I think we could do a swim if it was warmer water. But at least by boat, it would be easy to go. But it's locked, and the key is broken. So when the keys will be fixed again, that we can start visiting all the places where you are. I'm waiting for that. And until then, we will meet here. May all be well with all of you. May we just turn to Krishna, whatever the circumstances will bring. Krishna is our only shelter. When we are trying to find shelter elsewhere in this world, there's no real shelter. Only with Krishna can we find real shelter. Nothing else really works. So problems arise, so many solutions, but none of these solutions can actually give us a lasting, permanent solution. Only Krishna consciousness. Therefore, may Krishna always stay in the center of our lives, and in this way, we will always meet. We will always meet at Krishna's lotus feet. There is no doubt. Hare Krishna. Thank you very, very much for this. For me, it was an afternoon. For somebody, it's a morning. For somebody, it's an evening. Whatever it may be, all I can say is that it was certainly worthwhile. Certainly. So thank you so much for this afternoon and for all the offerings. I appreciate it. And, yes, sometimes they say we have these kind of MCs that are on stage and they ask for a round of applause for this one, and ask for a round of applause for that one, and finally they say, and please give a round of applause to yourselves. And I think I will answer for your wonderful contribution. Thank you very much.
Let's offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desired trees who can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditions of